Howdy folks, Kirk and Jay here with Kirk Giordano Plastering. Today what we want to do is explain how we do a ceiling. Now these folks had some plumbing issues, obviously you could see that. And what we're doing is putting it back together. For those of you who say, hey, what kind of material is that? Stucco. Who makes Stucco? USG. How long does it take for Stucco to set? 3 to 5 hours. If it was cold, it would take a day. So if it takes that long, why the heck am I using it? Well, I had my brother Lou put some calcium sulfate in it, also made by USG. If you put enough calcium sulfate, it will harden in a second, or let's just say it'll harden in 5 to 10 minutes. How much is the right amount? It got me. I was telling my brother Lou when we left the house this morning, grab a bag of that calcium, and he says, well, we only have one left and it's open. And I thought, oh crap. When you're using Stucco, it has a born-on date, meaning if you buy it and it's already a year old, it'll either set too fast or it won't set at all. And then you take some of the calcium sulfate, again also made by USG, you could have a real problem. I just experimented about half hour ago to see how long this would take to set. And I'm not sure if the formula I'm using is going to work. For every 5-gallon bucket of this Stucco, we put a scoop and a half of this. We just took the calcium from the white bags and added it. Now this particular finish, that's a cool finish. It is a knockdown dash. If you were to Google knockdown dash, you'd see that the folks who do it put it on, and it's called a knockdown dash because you could either throw it or blow it on and then you knock it down. I'm going to try to float this and knock it down. I've never tried that before, so not sure if it'll give me the exact same knockdown dash, but if it does, cool beans, that'll save me the time of having to get all this mud out of here and stop my rambling. Okay, if I could float this heavy enough, I might be able to do a knockdown dash without having to shoot it or throw it on, because if I shoot it or throw it, you see how we got everything covered. So we'd have to even cover more. Where are you going? Get back in there. When you're doing this, guys, you want to try to not drop a lot. Because if you drop a lot, then you're going to be walking in it. Not good. Of course, I knew if I said that I'd drop some. All right. I'm done with this bucket. I got to tell my brother Lou, that's a good mix. Mix me up another one. All right, guys, second bucket. Now for us, the most difficult part is to not drop so much. Now, how can you not drop so much if you're going against gravity? Well, that takes practice. Sometimes I put my huck right under here just in case it drops. And it always drops, guys. Anybody says, oh, I wouldn't drop any. Haven't done this before. It's kind of soupy, and it's hard to defy gravity. We're pretty good at it, but it's still kind of difficult, kind of tricky. Woo. Okay, come on now, get up there. What we are doing is we are keying it. In the old days, they had the wood lath, spaced, 3/8? What is that in metric system? 10 millimeters apart. The wire is much better. Besides, they don't sell that old lath anymore. That old lath was used in 1890 until about 1920. Actually, even in 1930, because people still had a lot of it. But the idea is to mushroom it. Get in there. So it mushrooms through one side, this side here, and mushrooms in the back. That's how it adheres, guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do is spread the rest of this out and not bore you guys on camera. But then I'm gonna scratch that and try something different rather than trying to blow or throw this on. I'm gonna try to float it, but I get to that stage, I'll show you guys. All right, guys, we are on our third bucket. I'm just doubling it up now. That's some sticky stuff. Beautiful. All right. Oh, you tramp. I got my brother Lou mixing up a little bit more, and I'm going to try to float this on film. I've never tried to float this stuff, but I'm curious if it will. Ooh, that's getting hard. Now, normally, as I said a minute ago, this stuff takes 3 to 5 hours to set on a cold day. You're looking at all day. Now, I just applied this. It's not been, but here's how hard it is. I was going to do Kirk's the best, but that's hard as a rock, and that's only been about 15 minutes. Here's the loose stuff. Loose. Who's the best? You are, Kirk. Okay. Now that we've established that. This right here is still wet, but I'm going to see. I made it a little heavy to see if I could float it and match that finish. I have no idea if this will work, guys, but I'll give it a shot. How wet or how stiff is it? Let's see. Beautiful. I want at least a 1/4 inch. This has got 2 to 3 inches. That bottom over there, I still got to put some mud on it, but I'm just curious if this will float out, meaning I want to make it rough. I want to bring this so-called perlite to the surface, the aggregate. No, Lou. Let's see here. Let's see. No such luck. I didn't think this aggregate would be able to match this aggregate, but looks like I'm going to have to dash it. In the description, I'll put some dash videos too. If you Google how to dash, you'll see how we do it on the outsides as well as the insides. Anyway, what I was hoping to do was not going to work. So I got a little bit of mud left in here. Jay's going to give it to me. I'm going to finish this piece over here. Then we'll show you how we dash it. And after you dash it, why do they call it a knockdown dash? I'll dash it, then I'll take the float and or the trowel and just barely hit it like that, and that's a knockdown dash. All right, guys, this stuff is a real drag here. Like a volcano. Okay, guys. You see where we're going with this? We're going to go ahead and knock it down and show you the completion. All right, that's why we call it a knockdown dash. Now I'm knocking it down. A dash. Woo, getting it mad. Here we go. All right, guys, we are complete with this. Couple tips. If you're going to do this, make sure you don't have anything on your calendar, because it took us longer to cover and clean up than it did for the actual patchwork. And keep in mind, too, this is a knockdown dash. It's one of the most difficult finishes you can do inside or outside. I've done it about 50 times, but to do a patch within a patch is really difficult. There are 3 Where's Waldo's in here, where if I pointed to it, you could say, yeah, I can. Maybe you could see it, maybe you can't. But make a long story short, interior knockdown dash, it's 120 years old or somewhere around that. Remember, guys, your house, your rules. You can do whatever you want. My name is Kurt. Jason's on the camera. We thank you for watching, and as usual, we'll see you guys on the next one.
All right, folks, as always, we want to thank you all for watching. We really appreciate your questions and comments. Please let us know if there's anything you'd like to learn about. And as always, from the entire Giordano family, we'll see you on the next one. Okay, well, we're never going to get better than that, so...